you'll be hard pressed to find people who are going to buy, let's call them higher priced items online. Now, Tesla has proven that you can buy electric cars online. Ford and Nissan are moving to that model where you will be buying it online. But part of the reason why they want you to buy it online is the preservation of the price to make sure that the whole thing we discussed about delivery allowances and this and that doesn't come into play because the demand is there. So I understand why they're doing it. However, dealers will still be involved because as much as you can research stuff online and there's lots of information, and I can tell you that customers that come in here know more about the cars than some of my sales guys and can educate them, the fact is that they still like that personal touch to make sure they have someone who comes in here. If they have a problem in the future, they have someone who they can contact, right? Because Tesla, if you use them as a model, they didn't want to have store locations. But what has happened over the last while? Tesla has evolved. They're trying to buy locations because they need a service component. And yes, people say, oh, you're not supposed to service electric cars. That's not necessarily true because there are certain things you'll need to do to it. Your cabin filters need replacing. Wiper blades will need replacing. Tires definitely need replacing. They're going to need to be certain upgrades that cannot probably be done over the air that needs to be done at an actual physical location. So I think that a physical location will still be required well into the future. And people believing that the dealership model is going to go away, I think is a misnomer because there's really no other good way to make people comfortable to do it. The people that are on the fringe will be the ones that will say, great, I don't want to deal with a person and I'm going to buy my Tesla online and I hope to never have to deal with someone. That's the minority. The majority of people, even though coming to a dealership is hated for some people, they like it. For us at Ironwood, over 60% of our customers at our Ford store are repeat and referral business. That says something. People want to come back here and deal with you. I mean, I've been here for almost 16 years. I'm coming up on my 5th year as general manager here. And I still have customers that insist on, if they're coming in here, that they want to at least say hello to me or make sure that I review the deal for them because they trust me. You're not going to get that from a computer. You're not get that person that's going to call you, take a call on a Sunday. I have a customer and she just purchased a Raptor from us and somebody tried to steal it. She called me Sunday morning saying, hey, I'm concerned. Can you help me out? What can we put in the vehicle to prevent it from being stolen? So I met her at the dealership Sunday night and I stored her car. I stored her car overnight for her because she was scared they were going to come back and try and take it. And I had a theft deterrent device installed in it, which I'll tell you what it is. It's a really interesting concept. So, maybe it's something you want to look at doing. Had it installed for her the following day on the Monday so that she had a little bit of peace of mind. If she bought the car online, who's she going to do? She's going to ask Google for that? No chance.
So what is the device? Please tell us.
So it's actually called a sprint booster. Okay. What it does is that it regulates your throttle body and it locks your electronic acceleration in place. It also is used in performance applications. So you can put a little bit of extra boost where it gives you a little bit more boost in your car. But ultimately, it can be used as a security device where you can lock it with a code. And even if they try to take the device off, it continues to keep the accelerator locked. So they can't move the car. You'll be able to start it, but you can't move it. So it's something interesting that I've been researching for a while, and I've tested it now on 3 vehicles. Hers and her son's being the first 2 that I threw it in because she wanted something that was easy to use, and obviously she trusted what I thought about it, and it was pretty cool. So that's a new product that you should probably look at.
When I get my future Ferrari, I'll be talking to you about that one 1,000%.
That's an order, right? How long is that taking?
We're working on it. It's going to take a little bit of time. I definitely want to get it before I'm 70. That is 1,000% my goal.
Perfect.
But the
problem is you can't get into it at that point.
Now, you and I also talk. We won't go there. We will. If I do yoga, I will. We talk about used cars a lot, and it's funny because take lawyers and take car dealerships. I hate lawyers. I hate car dealerships. They all rip me off. But when they need you, you're the best friend on the planet. And it's funny. And I tell people, I don't do litigation law. I close real estate deals. I close corporate deals. I'm here to help you. I'm your friendly lawyer. And on the same token of it, if you're going to go buy a used car, and I challenge anybody that's ever gone through this experience, you find that unicorn, the guy or girl or man or or woman, he, they, she, them, that went and bought a vehicle brand new from the dealer, came back to the same dealer every time they got their oil change, every time they needed any kind of maintenance done. They got the whole history on their Carfax. Guess what? They're going to get top dollar for their used car because you know the history and you know where it got done. True or false, George?
100%. I mean, transparency is key. So yeah, you talk about how car salespeople and lawyers aren't well liked, and you're right. When they definitely need you, you are their best friend. But I think that, I look at other industries, for example, where there's no regulation, and I mean the car industry is heavily regulated now to ensure that things that happened in the late 80s and early 90s don't rear their ugly head anymore. And I can say unequivocally that I've dealt with very honest people in the car business. I have lots of honest employees here who are here to take good care of their customers and look out for their needs, right? So I can definitely say that. But getting back to your point, yes, absolutely. Things like Carfax, very, very transparent. Part of the car business now is that you have to be transparent if you're going to be doing anything with anyone. Having the tools and features and the ability to look like a professional goes a long way. Now, I mean, listen, there are some stores, some body shops that don't report, so it is possible you could have a clean Carfax, um, and there might have been body work done on a vehicle, but there are very simple ways to check that if you're looking at a vehicle. I'll tell you really quickly, 30 seconds.
Please.
Rubbing your finger along the seams. If the seams feel, like glass, that it's pretty good, or they've done a good job of repairing it. If it's ever been sprayed, it'll feel like a light sandpaper because there's overspray there. So that's one of the things. Look for color variations. Look for something they call orange peel. So orange peel looks literally like an orange peel, and you'll see that maybe there was body work done there. But I mean, most places repair vehicles well. A lot of times, if you see an accident of say $8,000 on a Carfax, sometimes $2,500 of that was the headlight, the cost of the headlight. So it may not even have been a severe accident because if you have a headlight that has the radar in it that runs the Blue Cruise, it's an expensive item. So, do your due diligence, look over the vehicle, have it inspected by someone if you are buying a used car, and have them look over it for you to make sure that's good. Because, at the end of the day, caveat emptor, right?
Always.
Buyer beware. And you still have to look at the tools that you have available to you. Carfax is definitely one of them, but nothing replaces taking it for a drive, getting it checked out, looking at the panels yourself, so you get that feeling of comfort when you're buying it. And you know that we've done that, in the past with some of the unicorns that you found, right? We took the time to make sure that they were well inspected so that you were happy with the purchase you were making.
I was blown away with one of your mechanics walking me through one of the vehicles, the little details they look at, like it's amazing. And if you're interested in cars at all, when you have a mechanic you trust, and they bring you over into the shop, they point you out stuff and they teach you, you walk away with education. It's really nice to know what you're driving. So I always tell people, don't be afraid to ask those questions and see if they will answer it for you. And your staff's always been amazing with me that way.